Garrett Lakers have defeated Howard by a score of 109-89. Paul Mullen here for Garrett 365 with Garrett coach Dennis Gibson. Coach, one of those games where I never thought the Lakers were threatened with losing the game, but at the same time I never thought you put them away until, maybe about 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I didn't feel good about the game the whole time just because of our defense mainly. We were just not really able to contain them and their quick guards. But I agree with you. I never felt like until the 2-minute mark that we could say, hey, that's our game. Coach Spiker and I were talking about on the sideline because we'd like to rotate our kids. I like to play kids. But I never felt comfortable at any point in that game.
Winning by 20 over a team that was 8-4 in the league coming in here tonight, that's that's a good basketball team out there. At least they've had success against the rest of the league. Looked at their losses this year. They didn't get beat bad by anybody that I saw. They're a good team.
No, they're a good team. I'm not taking anything away from them. I just thought the way we could dominate the inside, and they really had no answer for Arze. And then Deshae came off the bench, scores 28, and has a heck of a game. As a coach, and I really like these kids, this team is just such a good bunch of guys, and you want them all to be successful, and I think I wear that on my sleeve too much. I'm less concerned about winning as I am about them being successful individually and as a team.
Between now and the end of the season, and the Maryland JUCO tournament's only about a week away, what do you want to improve on the most between now and the tournament time?
Well, you've seen most of the games. We've had an unbelievable home schedule. Never had such a home schedule before in my history here. And if you look, you've got Cecil is a big, strong team and hits the boards. This team is small, penetrates. Howard. There's just such a variety of teams that you have to play against. Frederick's a solid, physical, I would say a top-notch D2 or low D1 JUCO team that you have to compare, really prepare for that way. So our kids have to be able to take anything that's thrown at them, and that's why at the end of the game when we're shooting a quick three and then fouling, stopping the clock with 3 minutes to go, you don't feel comfortable as a coach.
As I was watching the game out there tonight, I thought that the team also felt that they had the game somewhat in hand. The way they played, they never really cranked it up. And I don't, when you got three players that score over 20, how can you say that? Well, that was just a gut feeling on that. You're also using a number of different combinations, I guess, looking at those different matchups you're going to have in a JUCO or a region tournament to maybe go back to the Nationals.
Well, you know me, I always try to play kids to get a rotation so that they're comfortable in the game, but I'm a little frustrated with it right now, to be honest with you. Not that the kids aren't trying, but I don't see that high energy end of the year, let's get after it. And maybe it's just coaching. You want them to be that way. You have an image that you want to see out there, and it's not happening. So, I'm trying to think of some different brushstrokes, so to speak, to get a different painting maybe.
Not happening at 19-5 is not too bad. With Dennis Gibson following the Garrett Lakers 109-89 win over the Howard Dragons, I'm Paul Mullen for Garrett 365.